back with Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, and we're gonna go see what's going on with Janus. Maybe get some supply football, restore shipments, lots of stuff going on. I wonder what that's got to be a giant plantation. It takes up the whole plant that you can see from space. That's pretty cool. I know in one of the books I've read, they actually talk about having, there was a giant, like a combine or a harvester, and it was so large that they were having like a ship, like almost like a jet fighter battle, weaving in around it, and the guy managed to get the guy to clip into the blades of the Reaper. So imagine just ginormous machines the size of landscapers, skyscrapers, doing the harvesting of the plants. It was pretty cool scene in the book. What are the chances that guys in the movie get shot with a... See? Aldari. A lavishly dressed noblewoman in opulent silk gown watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viet Ab Aram. My name is Vistenza Janus Viet Ab Aram Af Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the Rogue Trader Theodora von Valentius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-chief of this world. Vistenza Viet raises her head slightly. And greetings to you, noble oh God, words are hard. Greetings to you, noble Versarian. It has been years since your last visit to Janus. I'm glad to see you again. This is a good sign when a rogue trader seneschal does not visit the subject's planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Viet? It means the governor is taking care of all matters and there's no need for the seneschal to interfere. Vistenza lets out a musical laugh. I hear praise in those words, and I thank you for them. She turns once again to you. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady von Valentius is quite unexpected. I hope my coming in Theodora's stead has not disappointed you too much. Not in the least, your ladyship. On the contrary, I am delighted after all these years to once again welcome to my world.
For Janus!
Sniper color. Okay.
Messiah, give me the power to eradicate thy enemies.
Alright.
The Emperor is with us!
Never mind. Take it. Enemies are... What is? Well... And you're in a bad spot.
As the tactical imperative dictates. My vow is...
Oh my god, he actually hit people? He never hits. Oh shit, I should have done this first. Who has the most?
Running by Narek override. Request approved. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Stop mocking me.
cleanses the body.
I should have laughed. You suck so bad you missed. Let's get up here.
I'll see to it personally.
Another enemy down.
On it. You never stood a chance. I'll make it happen. I don't need luck. I have strategy. I'll see to it personally.
Another enemy down.
Oh, I knew that was gonna be too easy. Who's the sniper? Where's she at? Okay, anyway.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Not injured. I'm enraged.
Negligible. High momentum.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done. Indeed. One fewer target.
Martyrdom is a reward.
Your end was inevitable.
I know what I'm doing, usually. Tell me, and it is done. Jai Haydari. Remember the name. I can do that. With the right instinct, never fight fair.
Nope, never do. So there's three, or there's three. One. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're talking.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Faith without deeds is worthless. Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer.
I'll do it.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Come on, hit somebody.
I know what is to come. Will do. Was that you? Or... There is movement in the Empyrean.
Who's that Pascal?
Explorers know one route. Forward. My vow is to serve. The scriptural prophecy successfully terminated. Running binary override. High momentum.
Let's make some opportunities. You never stood a chance. You should feel honored to witness this. I'll make it happen. It's as good as done.
Can we hit somebody, please?
Brace yourself, Abelard.
He's dead already.
My place is at the fore.
Living on the edge. Don't get too cocky. Am I getting paid for this?
Oh, son of a bitch, I'm not gonna hit him.
Rejoice in battle!
Can we hit somebody, please? Lord.
What is this foreboding? Will do. Farewell.
Your ladyship, Emperor preserve us. Are you alright? Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. I'm fine. I can't say the same for the attackers. Praise the throne. If you would please follow me, I will personally escort you to the governor, where you have the protection of the walls and wardens. Fine, lead on. Your ladyship, the most honorable Selena Voidstar von Valencius. The governor is waiting for you in her office, where she is protected by her walls and her guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone, or with your entourage? My entourage will accompany you in my meeting with the governor. Your ladyship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. You can stop apologizing, Vistenza. I'm not offended. Thank you, your ladyship. Believe me, I am infinitely sorry that the trouble of Janus has reached us even here. They must protect the place on Janus. On Janus? I don't want to say Janus because that just sounds bad. The companion standing next to Vistenza respectfully bows her head. She is doggedly trying not to turn her head towards you, but it is obvious she is watching you through her lower lashes. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Urlet, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Urlet comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand. And she has provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate, her unnaturalness means that speaking with her leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure, and so tall. Gauntness of frame and tall of stature are features common even among Voidborn, my dear governor. That does not make them mutants. Then, pray, whatever do you find so disagreeable about this Urliette's appearance? Vistenza cringes from the memories, the strange movements, the strange looks, the abnormally large eyes on an unnaturally distorted face, the pointed ears. Do I have news for you, Shireen, but it is for your ears only. I will tell you when we meet our mysterious new ally. If you wish to speak to Urliette, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. Footfall Station is on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no. If the question is, can such an expansive and fertile world as this feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions to gnawing pests every cycle than those on Footfall could eat in their entire lives. Then can we ship the provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos could become targets for sabotage. Food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Football will only be possible once the uprising has been completely crushed. It really is embarrassing to admit that even Vladame, may Aji take that man, is better at doing his job as Legion of Footfall than Lady Violet is at keeping her world in check. Tell me what's happening on the planet. Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Griping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. And then it became apparent that what the administrative accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They have already brought 13 agro complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill foodstuff supplies under current conditions? I risk angering you, your ladyship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistic experts of the administrative are unable to guarantee stable ties when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours, your ladyship. Perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates could be sufficient to have ground forces and ship's crews work together to hunt down the enemy. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'm sure the rebels will have something to say to the mistress of their world. I'm immeasurably grateful for your assistance, your ladyship. If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information, but you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of stranger in the area. Besides that, we still don't know who let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did it might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak and removing all traces of the attack from the estate. An esteemed Magus who is responsible for agronomic efforts on the planet is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report. And, of course, there is my aide in the war against the rebels, Juliet. I have no doubt she will be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your ladyship. Tell me about Janus. Janus is a remarkable world, both in terms of its vast potential and in terms of the work that has carried out to transform it into an agro-world. House Vite has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has, without fail, contributed to the planet's taming. This world was once a wild planet full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. Earthquakes, tsunamis, the emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes I cannot help but think that this world is endowed with some consciousness. The consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. What do you grow on Janus? Mainly helicon flint corn and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere we have set aside vast tracts of land for the Grox population. And, of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of tilled land given over to cultivating fermentable fruit for personal use and limited export. Even for an agro-world in the back of beyond, this place is a real... Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Who is this person standing next to you? One of my ladies-in-waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to remain in constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperity of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. Wistens the last and gives Amelia an encouraging nod. She's probably the traitor. To bathe in the light of your greatness is a true honor, rogue trader. I must take my leave. Yeah, I'm not going to be that mean to her. That's just uncalled. There should have been another option for that.
Keep your wits about you.
Any goods? Oh, okay. Let's go see what's going on the planet.
Heinrichs, my voices near you are whispering dark and monstrous things. This has never happened before, never. What is going on with you?
Oh, that's ominous. I don't know what the cherub is doing. Let's see here.
Is there money to be made?
There's always money to be made. Oh my god, can I send that thing away? That's annoying.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Draped in a red cloak, the Magic's body barely looks human. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a whimsical machine. Wound plants hide his face behind a sinister mask. The tech priest intermittently dictates something in technolingua to the servo skull floating next to him, but at your approach he falls silent and offers you a reserved bow. Greetings, your ladyship. Lex Mechanic Vinzilex. How may I serve you? Pascal and Lex Mechanic exchange trills of Binara greeting. The series of sounds issued by Vinzilex sounds much longer and more deferential than those of Pascal. What do you do here on Janus? By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum in order to catalog ergonomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Be blessed, Tech Brother. Your diligence and the diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. One of Pascal's mechanodrites lightly touches the Lex Mechanic's body. The tech piece bows respectfully in return, clearly a little startled. Tell me about Janus. Initializing report. The planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and the mass production of foodstuffs. Significant cultivation in the Eastern Hemisphere with the aim of improving production process and logistics operations. Traces of xenoactivity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted, which may pose a threat in the short term. What pathologies in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies, your ladyship. Harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if you do not take action, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disrupted. The changes may be artificial. Has the possibility been considered that someone is manipulating the ecosystem to reduce our living space? Not at all, Venerable Magus. Our tech comrades from the Magos biologists are humble workers, not warriors. They could not have come up with the thought of such a militant nature. The mind must be open to all forms of knowledge. I order you to commence a check. In the event that your account of the indolence of their minds is confirmed, I will petition for the appropriate penance. How is the governor dealing with undesirable pathologies? I have analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the plant's organisms resistant to pathology, but so far I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the plant would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. Traces of Xeno activity? According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer the quest for knowledge. Let's talk about something else. How many servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus are there on the planet? According to the data stored in my cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and processing have their own contingent of technomans. The total number amounts to 253. Correction, based on the latest data, the figure is 211 units. Where did 42 go? How are things with you and your fellows? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the prospects is assessed as encouraging. We will speak later. I was hoping, as you wish. I was hoping for some trade kind of stuff.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Does she have anything to say? By the gazebo.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
Yep, yearly edit.
Would you look at this? Xenos. Oh, she devoured them, mingling with humans. Don't your lot think themselves above that? Anyway, it doesn't change the fact that it's a Xenos that's been cozying up to Viet, not a mutant.
There is fear in your words. You know what I am, and so I may no longer follow the shadowed path and must be direct. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the Governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
I'll speak with you, Juliet Lenavis, but keep your hands where I can see them.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
So you're the Governor's mysterious helper.
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why are you helping the Governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
What do you know about the rank-and-file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Juliet's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully. Do you know who is behind the uprisings on the planet?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
If you want, you can join me. None of the locals would dare look askance at you in a rogue trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you. I am ready, Elantark. Let us go forth.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Nice. Let's go talk to the security officer then.
I always have a backup plan. Rise to the top, or get left.
Look it over there. Oh, there. Okay. Let's put the fuck on. The astute man wearing the cloak of the Adeptus Administratum is reviewing information on a data slate, while his quietly whirring mechanical arms fill a long stroll with writing. Upon noticing you, the man stretches his thin lips into a smile and deferentially bows. Light in the eyes of the servo skull hovering over his right shoulder gently pulsates. Your ladyship, what an hour it is to address you in person. Allow me to introduce myself, Attila Squint, perfectus of the Officio Agriculture. I will preserve the record of our conversation forever. What record of our conversation? Your ladyship, I painstakingly record every conversation with high-ranking personages, and afterward I will fill out 7 accompanying forms personally. Your words and judgments are in good hands. And of course, what great fortune it is to see, for the very first time in all my years of service, the emissary of the Navis Nobilite here on Janus. I humbly welcome the esteemed... A strange hobby, but you may continue. I thank you. Moments such as the appearance of a rogue trader must be preserved for posterity. So what do you think of Estenza Vyats? The governor is a superb leader. She possesses an excellent grasp of all matters and never uses an incorrect form for a given situation. I do not pry into her personal affairs, but if I may speak plainly, a lady who fills out paperwork with such finesse cannot be a bad person, in my view. And what do you say? What do you have to say about the governor's help of Earliet? A highly exceptional individual. After today's regretful event, I am beginning to hold her talents in particular esteem. Verily, even mutants who have seen the light of the God Emperor can faithfully serve this flock. Moreover, Earliet's particular abilities could be an interesting subject of study for the Magis biologists. The elongated head shape, those eyes, judging by the skull that was given to me to send out under footfall, such developmental anomalies on Janus are not a quirk of nature, but some kind of inheritable trait. Uh-oh. What did you say? Oh, madam, have my words upset you? I am certain your kinsman would be delighted to learn that the people wish to make pretty presse-papier out of his remains. And besides, could be wrong about the nature of his origins. What skull are you talking about? A most remarkable item, I must say, a true anomaly. One moment. Here it is. I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but under the circumstances, I doubt I will be able to send it to Footfall anytime soon. Earliet stares at the skull in silence. You can see her jaw working under her delicate skin. After a few seconds, she abruptly turns away. Remove it from my sight. Yes, of course. What are your duties here? By the grace of the God Emperor, I oversee the administrative apparatus on the planet and serve as secretary. I am also responsible for the logistics related to supplying the plants of the Von Valencius dynasty and the timely payment of tithes to the Imperium's official collectors. Speaking of the Von Valencius dynasty, when were the last shipments sent? Oh, your ladyship, our supply shipments are all in order. All foodstuffs and other items are ready for export and are simply awaiting the arrival of the transport ships. However, given the current circumstances on the planet, Janus could not even provide one tranche more than what is already prepared. I am certain the situation will be rectified in the near future. When did the collector ships last come to Janus? Oh, your ladyship, I must confess that as yet I have not had the pleasure of filling out a sacred tithe protocol form, as the last Imperial ships to come here did so under my predecessor. Come to think of it, that would have been several decades ago. I do hope the logisticians responsible for such an unforgivable oversight lose their heads over this. Oh my god. As you wish, your ladyship. Tell me about Janus. What is happening on the planet? Alas, your ladyship, rebellions have caused us too many problems in recent times. The rebels are interfering with the established process, interrupting supplies, sabotaging the service work. A few nobles have been killed, and worst of all, some of the victims occupied important administrative posts. Until the replacements pass their checks, complete all their induction forms, and go through the official appointment procedure. Important paperwork is going unsigned. It's a bureaucratic catastrophe. If things continue in this vein, I dare not even imagine what it could lead to. There are worlds that are ravaged by war for generations. Generations, your ladyship. Like that deranged planet by the nameless star, so close to our own peaceful system. The inhabitants there supposedly live under the patronage of Lord Trader Winterscale. I start to think what he has created there. I want to know the details. Where have the rebels struck, and how? Of course. I would be delighted to furnish you with all the information I have. In the last few months, 15 organized attacks and 7 terrorist attacks have been perpetrated. Irrigation equipment has been sabotaged in agrarian sectors 3 to 5, transport routes 2, 7, 4, 13, and also... I suppose this will not tell you much, please. With a fuzzy gesture, he presses several buttons on his data slate screen. And a 3-dimensional map with coordinates of the attacks appear on your cogitator. The data is superbly collated, and the map clearly displays the actions of the rebels. At first glance, there seems to be no logic to their campaign. But after analyzing the data and the features of the terrain, you notice a clear system indicating a geographical pattern to their attacks. Who is directing the rebels? Does anyone know? The rebels are well armed and well trained. What's more, the governor's advisors are inclined to think that the instigators of the rebellion are very familiar with the planet's terrain and climate. My ordinates are to go through registration records day and night looking for individuals who have completed military training, but we have so far been unable to identify the scoundrel. What are you doing to combat the rebels? Our security services are tracking those who support the rebels, and our regular wardens are wiping out these saboteurs without the slightest mercy. But they keep on appearing. My scribes have been run off their feet, keeping records of all the public hearings and executions, but I am confident that the governor will find the solution soon. That's enough for now. Of course, your ladyship. And what do you know about the attack on the estate? A disgraceful incident, simply disgraceful. I cannot believe these scoundrels would dare come so close, and to drag the nobility into this as well. If they penetrated the estate, that means they had help from some worthless servant or other. Security is currently questioning the survivors, but the culprit has not been found yet. I must take my leave. I look forward to meeting you again, your ladyship. All the stalking, holy moly. Let's go this way. Find the security officer.
Keep your wits about you.
That's my ship.
Well,
My pleasure.
what do we have here?
Finish over the tournament just to see the forge rolled on onto you. High-grade weapons, selecting the order. Where's up here? A hulking man dressed in uniform, marking him as an officer of the gubernatorial wardens, is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Sensing your approach, he whips around, his face going pale, and he offers a low bow. Whoa. Your ladyship, please do not stay too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has holed himself up in there. He could be dangerous. What's going on here? Ready to report, your ladyship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured 2 wardens who tried to reach him, but there's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from the estate. I have only one question, officer. Why have you not already done it? The rogue trader's here, and the longer you delay, the more you put her life needlessly at risk. It isn't excusable, your ladyship. The barrels of poison were only just delivered, but we're ready to begin now. One Ashmag is up against all the wardens of the Satan, yet he is still causing trouble. On a freak, he would have already been made captain and put in charge of the governor's security, for the Exalted One knows that he has more brains than all of you combined. We'll fix this right away. I swear it on the throne. You're going to poison the rebel? We're using insecticide from our stockpiles, your ladyship. We don't have any military-grade poisons, but we don't need them, not for this parasite. Who is he? To tell the truth, your ladyship, I'm more concerned with clearing the area right now than with his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable intel from him, unless we find something on his corpse after we've done our job. So then, what's so special about this building? It's one of the utility buildings. Fortunately, it was empty at the time of the attack. There were no potential hostages or innocent people inside. If you ask me, I think this was the first place the killer came to when he was beating his retreat. We managed to round up all the others, but this one holed himself up in there. I want to talk to the person inside. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, your ladyship. Dare question me? Out of my way. Forgive me, your ladyship. Act as you see fit. Let's save it, though. Piss off! You won't take me alive. Better put a bullet in my brain than let the governor's dogs get their hands on me. Takes you half a minute to figure out the archaic mechanism. With a soft click, the door opens, allowing you to enter. Inside is poorly lit, but you spot a person standing in the far corner. He is desperately gripping a discharged lasgun in his hands. At the sight of you, his eyes widen in recognition and fear. It can't be. The rogue trader? The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloodied hand towards you. His clothes are burned on one side and grimy. Burned on one side and grimy with baked-in blood. Your ladyship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. This one of the elusive and cunning rebels the governor's been fighting for months? Really? Youth is a time of recklessness. I heard that said more than once in the Scala Progenium and during my novitiate, but youth is also a time of directness. Let us listen to this young man before we judge him. I agree with the sister here. People don't become rebels because everything in their lives is rosy, and the kid's green as grass. Be ashamed to kill him for nothing. Something is wrong on Janus. I can feel it. Maybe he can shed some light on what's going on. Save you from what? From Governor Bide. Everybody here knows what she's doing to us. We put up with it for a long time, hoping that somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like groks from the settlements, supposed to go to the palace, and they're never seen again. Her servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds. They start hearing voices, seeing evil spirits. While we're dying, she's sitting behind her white walls and feasting on our bones. Sacrifices, madness, pain, death. Even in so primitive a society such as this, such rites seem senseless, not worthy of such efforts. What is this, a random quirk of nature? Something darker? You're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes. Others are going feral and attacking their loved ones, and then there's... People say that in some settlements, well, they stopped upholding the law together, imperial law and the law of basic human decency. People are turning into animals. Who is behind the rebels? Your ladyship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't tell my brethren. It's over for me, but the others, I won't betray them. There will be no end to the war on this planet until I get a handle on the situation, but to do that, I need to meet with your leader. The boy hesitates for a few seconds and then his head drops limply. As long as you keep your word. I've never been in their camp, none of us have. Only the chief saw one person from the base. He came a few times bringing weapons and orders. He said he represented a greater force than we can imagine. And he said that the governor's dogs will pay for the reprisals in the settlements, but that's not where they're hidden. They keep their distance from ordinary folks. We have it all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swiped the chief's box. I thought After I killed the governor, I could use the message coordinates to find the base and hide out there. That's everything I know, your ladyship. Get up and come with me. I give you my word as rogue trader, you will live. Your ladyship, thank you. Thank you for this kindness. I never thought I'd survive this. The officer of the Warrens casts a disdainful look at over the rebel before turning his gaze. Your ladyship, I honor your bravery. Please allow me to get rid of this rat for you. Escort this man safely to the perimeter of the estate. He is free to go. Dumbfounded expression appears on the officer's face. With deepest respect, your ladyship. Yeah, it'll be done. Yep, I'm not gonna have you killed. He better not get killed.
Done.
Finish exploring the whole area here. Then I gotta go to the void ship to explore. So this is all explored.
I always keep my options open.
You should. Just like that. Maybe I can't get it outside yet.
Let us not dawdle.
A job for me.
See, right there.
Must be my smuggler's instincts. My pleasure.
Oh, so they do sacrifice here. That's not good. Cool. Alright. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, let's go.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
There it is. Go back to the ship. No, actually, we're going to stop right here. I don't know if I don't want to get to a big long conversation on the ship, but that sometimes happens. We'll save that for the next episode. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.